Hey guys, this is Sharad with REsimpli. In this video, I want to talk about what a typical team structure looks like for a real estate investment company. Now, whether you might be someone who's just starting out, you're a one-man shop doing all the marketing, going on appointments, doing all the disposition manager, or you might be a bigger company with multiple acquisition people, disposition people doing lots of projects, but the basic structure of a real estate investment company looks more or less the same. There might be some differences, but for the most part, it's going to be same. So I want to share with you kind of what I put together for you guys. All right, so this is what a basic structure of a real estate investment company would look like. So on top, you have the owner of the company, who's also the visionary, setting big long-term goals, looking at what needs to be done in 3 years, then breaking it down into this year goals, quarterly goals, weekly goals, and daily goals. And then you have the integrator, or essentially the chief operating officer of the company, who's going to help the owner or the visionary make sure everything gets done as expected. And then you have different departments or division of a company. The first, you have marketing. So real estate investment, especially the wholesaling business, is very marketing driven. So if you're not doing any marketing, essentially you're not getting any sales, you're not doing any business. So in the marketing department, you have a marketing manager. Again, when you're initially starting out, you might be sitting on all of these roles. So you're going to be the owner, you're going to be the COO, you're going to be the marketing manager. But as you start scaling your business, the goal is, so you start delegating the things that you are not so good at, or you bring in somebody who is going to be much better at marketing or sales than you will be. And same thing, like you might be really good at setting the vision of the company, where you need to take the company, but you might not be the best person as the COO, which is the case with me. I'm the owner and the visionary, but then I have somebody who runs the day-to-day operations for me. So you have the marketing department, and within that you have the marketing manager. Now the marketing manager is going to be responsible for different marketing that you're doing in your business. They're going to be responsible for, these are some of the examples that I put down that I'm doing in my company, but you might be doing something else, so that's okay, but the idea remains the same. So you're going to have somebody that's going to be responsible for overseeing all the different marketing. So you might be doing PPC marketing, so you have somebody who's going to oversee the PPC marketing. How much is your budget for this month? How many leads are you getting on a weekly basis? They're going to make sure that the leads are quality leads or not, that you're staying within the budget. Then they're also going to be responsible for, let's say if you're doing SMS marketing or you're doing cold calling, they're going to be responsible for pulling lists, making sure the lists are given to the person who's doing texting, who's doing cold calling. It might be the same person initially, but as you scale, you start putting different people in different seats. And then the person is also going to be responsible for direct mail. You might scale to the point where you have an answering service, so we use Call Porter in our business. So any calls that come in from our direct mail, or any incoming call for that matter, goes to Call Porter, and then from there, it goes on to the next part of the process. But then that's the idea of your marketing department. Basically, the marketing manager is overseeing all the marketing that's happening in your business. So this person is going to be responsible for getting you in front of the motivated homeowners, pulling the right list, doing the right marketing, getting your phone to ring, or getting leads on your website, or whatever marketing you might be doing. And then from marketing, once you have generated leads, then the next thing would be sales. So in your sales department, you typically have your acquisition manager and your lead manager. The role of the lead manager is, once you have all these leads coming in from marketing, the lead manager basically qualifies the leads. And in some cases, the lead manager would also be the person essentially inside sales team calling those leads and qualifying those leads to make sure they are good to go on to the next stage of the business. So which might be, you make the contact with the lead, and then the next stage might be to set up appointment for the acquisition manager. And that's where your acquisition manager comes in. The role of the acquisition manager is to go on appointments, whether it's in person or, a lot of people doing virtual, might be doing phone appointments, and get those people to accept a contract. So think of it this way: the role of a lead manager is to get as many qualified appointments as possible for acquisition manager. And the role of acquisition manager is to get as many of those leads, qualified appointments converted into contracts. Once you have contracts, depending on your business, if you are wholesaling, then the next step of the process is disposition. So you start finding, you have your buyers list. That's what the disposition manager is going to be responsible for: building your buyers list, contacting your buyers, sending out emails or text blasts to your buyers, letting them know that you have a property under contract, and negotiating with your buyers. So now let's say you have gotten a property under contract, you have a buyer for it. The next step of the process is you send it to transaction. And that's where your transaction coordinator comes in. The role of a transaction coordinator is to make sure that everything is moving along smoothly during the escrow process. So you send it to an escrow company, the escrow gets opened, and then at that point, making sure there's no liens, everything is title is clear to close, and then all the earnest money that needs to be received from the buyer sent to the title company, and all of that is taken care of, so the transaction moved smoothly. And so that's the role of the transaction coordinator. And then in some companies like ours, we do a lot of rehab projects. So for us, we have project management part of the business. Not a lot of wholesalers might be doing that, but there are some bigger companies that do that. So you have project management. So some deals that you're not able to sell to your buyers because there's not enough margin. So you take them, close on them, and then you fix and flip those properties. So, then in the project management part of your business, you'll have a project manager. The role of the project manager would be to go out, meet the contractor, get all scope of work, get all time estimates when the project needs to be done, and then manage the project from start to finish, and then get it done on time, within budget, and get the property sold, whether listed on the market, sell it to another investor or whatnot, depending on your exit strategy. But in simple terms, the goal of the project manager is to get the project done on time, within budget, and that's it. And then once the project is done, the last part of the business is your finance and admin work. That's where you might have a bookkeeper or an accountant to take care of, make sure all your books are clean, all your profits are recorded properly, all your bills are paid on time, and also make sure your books are reconciled. If you're making profit, you're paying quarterly taxes or whatnot. So all of that is done in time, so you don't have this large tax bill at the end of the year that you get stuck with. So there you have it. Again, this is a very simple team structure that applies to, I would say, most of the businesses. There might be some variations to it, but for the most part, this is what a typical real estate investment company would look like. Again, depending on the size of the business, there might be one person who's sitting on multiple seats, or there might be a different person on each of the seats. But this is something you should keep in mind as you scale your business, as you start your business, to start thinking about different departments that you have in the business. What you are doing, what part you enjoy, what part you don't enjoy so much. So as you scale your business, you can bring in somebody to take over the responsibilities that you don't enjoy so much. I hope you like the video. If you like it, please like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate it, so we can keep making more quality content for you. Thank you so much.